I need the scoop.
A 17-year-old's worst fear about stolen cookies becomes a nightmare beyond imagination when police call her to the station. What starts as panic over taking expired pastries from work spirals into a shocking criminal investigation that exposes years of hidden violations. Get ready for a story that transforms workplace anxiety into a fight for justice, proving that sometimes our smallest worries mask much darker truths.
I'm a 17-year-old woman, and I've been working at a local grocery store for 2 years. It's a great place to work, and I really would hate to lose my job. This morning I got a phone call from the police telling me they have been made aware of an incident at the grocery store that involves me, and they want me to come into the station to discuss what it's about. I told them that I have a shift this morning, and they told me to call in sick and come to the station. I should clarify, the police weren't suggesting that I go in without my parents. They called and asked to speak to my parents. When I told them they weren't home, they asked me to get them to call back. When I asked what it was about, they told me the above. When I told them I can't come in today because I'm working, they told me it was important and to do what I needed to do, like call in sick. They did tell me to bring an adult with me. The only thing I can think it's about is that I've been taking old bakery items and produce at the end of the days when I'm closing. The food either gets sent away as a donation or thrown in the trash. I always make sure I'm not taking from the donation selection. The manager told me it's okay for me to do this, but I know the owner wouldn't approve. I'm freaking out! Am I going to get charged with stealing? Would I get in this much trouble for taking expired cookies at the end of my shift? I don't even think the owner could prove I've done this. There aren't any cameras at the back room with the garbage. I don't think the manager would tell on me since he tells me and offers me these things. Both my parents are at work, and I was super afraid to call them to tell them and confess I've been stealing. I guess it's stealing, but I think I do need to call them. The police did give them their badge numbers and names to write down to give to my parents. I've tried calling my parents, but they are both at work and didn't pick up. I sent them texts. My shift isn't for another 2 hours, so I'm going to wait for my parents before calling the manager. Do I go in? I told the police that I'll see what I can do about work and get back to them. I really don't think I've taken over $700 in expired food, which is a relief. Help.
Reddit users immediately recognized the red flags and urged the poster to involve her parents before speaking with police. The community's protective instincts proved invaluable as the teenager followed their advice and contacted her mother. What her mum learned in that phone call with police would transform parental concern into urgent action.
I texted my parents and my mom just called. She told me she called the police and that she's coming to pick me up in a half hour to go to the station. She sounded really upset, but not at me. She told me that I'm not in trouble, but to not even call my work. What is going on?
The poster's cryptic update left thousands of readers deeply concerned, with many guessing the true nature of the investigation. Hours passed at the police station as a team of specialists worked with the family through an unimaginable situation. When the full truth finally emerged, it would prove that workplace creepiness can hide crimes far worse than anyone imagined.
Wow, thank you for all the advice. I took the initial suggestions I read and got my parents involved right away. My mom was a boss. I have to think about what I can update and get back to you all later, because it's honestly really bad. Like nightmare fuel and legally bad. I'm okay, I think. I was at the station for hours. I'm not in trouble. It was not about stealing cookies, but it's far from over. Sorry for being so vague.
The community held its breath waiting for details, with many fearing the worst possible scenario. Support poured in from readers who recognized the signs of a serious criminal investigation. The devastating revelation would confirm that this teenager's instincts about her former manager were tragically accurate.
The previous manager was filming employees changing in and using the bathroom. An old co-worker was tipped off by someone that they found a video of her on some website. There were dozens of videos posted of multiple girls over many years using the bathroom and changing in the bathroom. I am one of those girls. The only video I saw of myself, that they wanted to verify it was me, was of me going into the washroom to put my hair up and putting lip gloss on in the mirror. I know there is more, but I didn't want to see it. There was a whole team there of mostly female officers, counselors, and so on. I was actually pretty impressed by how they presented and handled it all, because, well, like so many of you, I don't trust cops, and they've never really made me feel safe. The old manager was arrested. I'm not sure when, but it was before they called me. They got my number from one original victim who gave out numbers of all female employees that she had. It's a whole thing. I was asked many questions. I was also asked to identify 2 unknown victims, like a screenshot from a video. Seems like they are customers who somehow got access to the employee bathroom, because no one can identify them. It's been a lot to process. I always thought that guy was a creep. He's the nephew of the owner. Apparently, this has been an investigation for a while now. The original victim stopped working there 3 years ago, which means he's been filming in there since before I worked there. But he only left 6 months ago, so was filming while I was 15. So gross. My parents have me set up with therapy tomorrow. I don't feel like I need it, but I understand how these things can grow. I won't be going back to work there. It's too creepy. I haven't agreed yet, but they are putting together a whole charge on him with any of the girls that want to press charges. My parents are talking about suing the store. It seems so silly now that I was so worried about cookies. I think to avoid that guilt in the future, I'll just not do anything that makes me feel a little uneasy. Save myself the stress. I really wish it was about pastries.
Sometimes our greatest fears about small mistakes protect us from discovering much larger violations of trust. This brave young woman continues working with authorities as the legal case develops, so subscribe to catch any updates on this ongoing investigation. Share your thoughts on workplace safety and trusting your instincts in the comments, and explore our other videos for more stories about courage in the face of injustice.